Oh, what a beautiful day it is to be an American. We got burgers, fireworks, terrible healthcare, diabetes. Wonderful. You know what else is wonderful? This thing right here. So, welcome back to another video. Today I'll be showing you the 3000 volt generator system that I have right here that I had managed to build, and I'll be going over what I did and also how great it is. I'll be gassing this up. So, obviously, like anything else, it always starts off with the external generator right here. Now this isn't spinning as fast, but all four of these are. To give you an idea, or what I at least did for this, each one of these is giving 1400 volts at the speed of 180 RPM. Now you may be wondering, how the hell is this doing it? Well, you have two wire connectors in series, like so. So these two can connect in series to give you more power output, which is repeated all the way around and then connected using these generator housings. Next thing I did was use the generator inductor rotor, and you also place down all the clutches as well, since they all require their own clutch in order to rotate, and then connect them to using the encased chain drives. And then I just connect it with another encased chain drive, connecting to both of them on the side. Right now each one takes about 150,000 stress units. So that is a lot of power that you'll need to at least turn one of these. And I have four of them. Yippee. Now, while each one is looking like a giant ass thumb, this spacing right here that I have is basically the same size as that one. Maybe just a little bit smaller in the back area, but it's still pretty efficient. And for the generator commuter, you'll have to connect four of them as per usual, but connect them in series altogether, because each one, despite this being 1400 volts, each one will produce its own voltage source and won't add up. So basically, if you really want to find out how much you're getting out of 1400, just divide this by 4 and you'll get like 300, maybe like 350-ish, and you'll get the exact amount for all of them combined together. Now, with that in mind, each one is connected in series to another giant generator, as you can see here and here, with both of these loads being connected in parallel. While that is pretty good, depending on what you're using it for, it could actually be not as much or way too much. For example, these heaters, each one of these heaters is accepting up to 266 volts, and each one is receiving 26 amps. So with that in mind, having just 20 amps, just below 30 amps actually, flowing through all of these, we are not able to get all of these on compared to that crappy one over there. Now normally we have 282 volts, which is really good, or at least to keep it stable. And then if we turn that on, we have 266, so almost like a 17 volt loss, which is way better than a 20 to 30 volt loss from over there. And also, if you really want to get some power out of this, you could convert this smaller generator into this larger one, which I will be the first person to say, at least, that this smaller one right behind me is a tier 1 generator. These ones over here are tier 2, just due to the fact that it requires more moving parts and more stress units in order to get more power out. So these tier 2 generators right here are probably going to be used all over your world, either for lighting or for factory use. If you are going to use, have a heavily electrical power station or factory, I would probably advise you to get multiple of these, and also increase it to the max lengths of 7. These are 5 blocks long. They're not the max size of 7 blocks long, which we can do, and we can probably get like an additional 200 volts out of them. But that is never going to compare to getting a single gigawatt of power, which is my goal that I actually want to achieve. Now, because we have these generators back here, I want to see and actually mess around how much voltage we can get using multiple generators like right behind here. As if we go over here, this one is regulated, but it's also all connected in parallel, so we're not actually increasing voltage output. But we got 441 volts, and this thing already loses 6% just trying to turn on 3 of these. This side also loses 6%, but only when it's trying to power 5 of these at max power, and not instead of the stinky little 3 that we have over there. And if you really want to get into like high power voltage systems, you could use this. Now, since we are going into the field of high voltage, where we're going into the 1000 range, which is the actual range where high voltage is being used at, even though we're passing, thousands of volts to a transformer, you will be needing a switch. Now, most of the switches in the game will just completely break due to the amount of amps flowing through the system. However, you can use this fucking thing. And by thing, I mean the spark gap. The spark gap basically acts like a switch, except it's no moving parts. Oh, excuse American. It has no moving parts, as well as it has a certain limit that you can set it to. So we have 1,000 up to 10,000. And seeing how it has a limit of 10,000, that means that we can get higher into the gigawatt range. But for now, we'll stick down to here. So we'll set it to 3,000. Now, it won't actually turn on if we set it to 3,000. As you can see, it's not at the minimum requirement for this to actually spark through. If we turn this down to 2,500, it'll begin sparking. It will begin to send power through. We still have over 50 amps, and within, decent range, we're just losing 2 volts due to the spark gap. So in the event that you need to start it up from a black start, this won't actually turn on until you reach the required voltage, or maybe you want it to regulate it to the point where in the event that your system becomes too much, this will turn off and then something else will turn on instead. But that's it for today. If you want me to do a tutorial build on these generators, just please let me know that in the comments. For now though, I'm gonna go celebrate 4th of July when this video does come out, or maybe next day. I don't know when you're gonna see this. To all my fellow Americans, let's celebrate the fact that we have a really beautiful country with a C.